In the last Easter eggs that haven't been found, I said since we might be at home stuck for a while, it might be a good time to solve some Easter eggs that still haven't been found. Well, unfortunately, not much has changed. This is why today we're diving into 7 more Easter eggs that still haven't been found, Part 3, brought to you by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com and use promo code Oddheader to get 20% off today. Trover Saves the Universe. Trover Saves the Universe is a game I've covered before from the mind of Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland. A game so off-the-wall crazy that I've shown if you hack a door in the game, you'll be greeted by a character who mocks you for doing so.
Classic Easter egg. How'd you get here? Did you use a no-clip program?
Turns out the madness doesn't end there, as earlier in 2020, Justin Roiland was interviewed by ShackNews.com about the making of the game, and was asked about getting guest appearances in the game when Justin Roiland revealed this little Easter egg in the game. Jack Nicholson did a voice. He's the voice of a tree somewhere in the game, and if you find the tree and hit it in just the right spot, it will come alive. And Jack Nicholson is the voice of the tree. I recorded it with him in his home and he was a delight to work with. Jack Nicholson has never been found. After aimlessly poking around at trees in the game, I didn't find any signs of a Jack Nicholson tree anywhere. Considering this is Justin Roiland, he could be watching this and getting a kick out of it right now.
We can just sit here with him doing that.
I'm sorry.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Thanks to RichCur2854, TheSpu, KittyWhale, and KonkreetMoneky for submitting me these mysteries through the Oddheader website, Discord, and Reddit. Over 2 years since its initial release, Red Dead Redemption 2 continues to pile on more things players realize they still haven't found since it first came out in 2018. I've already covered the mystery of Princess Isabu, a character mentioned in the game's lore that's been missing since she was a child, that data miners were able to uncover has a fully grown model lurking in the files of the game, meaning she may be somewhere still waiting to be found. Data miners have since discovered that a caveman has also been found in the game. This caveman has a special animation tied to it that no other character has called Frozen, which puts the caveman in a position like this, meaning the caveman could likely be frozen somewhere in the environment, similar to this alien Easter egg in Grand Theft Auto 5. Unless, of course, Rockstar removed it, though if that was the case, I'm not sure why they wouldn't have already patched out these assets. Another one of the biggest unsolved mysteries in the game involves mysterious meteorites that can be found in a crater near Dover Hill, as once you collect the meteorites from the only known locations, the game informs you only have 2 out of 3, with the third meteorite still remaining unfound to this day. And hackers hacked in the third meteorite and it turned out to be this tiny, so we're pretty much looking for a needle in a haystack. And finally, modders also recently uncovered these rather monstrous audio files hiding in the game with no clue where they belong. Whatever menacing creature is out there left to be found, it might just be better left off undisturbed. Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. Thanks to LiamTheGuy for submitting this in the Oddheader Discord. I briefly discussed on the channel before the Shadows of Evil Easter egg touted by developer Jason Blundell, who said an Easter egg on the series' largest map to date would be impossible to solve via data mining, and possibly altogether, which was later denounced by a supposed anonymous ex-employee that the Easter egg was bull. However, I want to now clarify these claims that cast doubt on the Easter egg are actually largely contested, as the ex-employee only claimed he never tested any such Easter egg, and many have argued since Blundell made it clear that it wasn't something that could be data mined, there was likely no way it was something that could have been play tested in the first place. In fact, Blundell is notorious for hiding ciphers and things that don't get found until years later, which leads players to believe the Shadows of Evil Easter egg lies somewhere in the details. For instance, a random laundry ticket can be retrieved on the map with the use of a precisely thrown grenade that data miners realized was named Laundry Ticket Cipher in the files. What the cipher was is believed to have never been solved. In 2016, in a stream with Jason Blundell, YouTuber Mr. Raffle Waffles had the opportunity to ask Jason one question.
You've talked in the past about an unsolvable Easter egg.
Yeah.
How do I word this in the best possible way, right? Is it something we've come at all close to, even just in the right sort of zone in Black Ops 3 so far?
Yes.
We have. Wow. That's just the biggest tease in the world. I wish I'd asked a better question now.
Jason here has seemingly confirmed that players have gotten close, meaning it can't really be that impossible if players have almost solved it. It likely just means we need to be looking closer, Whether it's in the laundry ticket cipher, the flashing lights that spell out hint that appear to say aim in Morse code, the license plate around the map with the possible unsolved cipher, a strange light that only lights up at a certain distance with a circle on it, and a random cipher that appears twice throughout the map. Also, if it was truly impossible so that no one can ever find it, why would Jason even tell us about it in the first place? And thanks to my friend Slippy Slides for breaking the game to get the footage that you see here. Check out more game-breaking discoveries on his channel down below. Mortal Kombat 11. Despite having come out in 2019, players are still searching Mortal Kombat 11 for several mysterious secrets that have yet to be found. To preface, the Mortal Kombat series has been said before to have popularized Easter eggs, featuring the first secret character ever in a fighting game back in 1993. Not only that, this secret character Reptile still holds legacy for being one of the most notoriously hard to find Easter eggs of all time, as in order to unlock Reptile you had to get a double flawless in single player mode on the pit stage, finish with a fatality all without blocking, while at the same time a silhouette passes by the moon, which only occurred every 6 games. And if all of this lines up correctly, you finally get to face off against Reptile. Well, in 2020, the Thinny on Twitter found inside the data of Mortal Kombat 11 is a reference to a secret fight that still hasn't been found to this day. On top of this, at the same time they found references to Reptile's fighting traits such as invisibility, spit, and force ball, well before Reptile was later added to the game as DLC. The secret fight has still never been found to this day, with many such as the Thinny still believing it somehow involves Reptile. Perhaps even stranger, 2019 Redditor Leo Nathan was digging through the files of the Switch version of Mortal Kombat 11 and found the names of upcoming DLC characters including the name Ash, which led many to believe that Ash from Evil Dead was going to be added to the game. This was seemingly later confirmed when actor Bruce Campbell, who plays Ash, made a tweet about the game, and a Mortal Kombat character reveal trailer shortly after ended with a chainsaw revving up. Bruce Campbell later said he would not be appearing in the game, later retracting the statement only to again say maybe. Then the voice actor behind Raiden confirmed on Twitter that he would be added to the game.
Oh, that's right, Bruce Campbell will be in Mortal Kombat, that's right, he's going to be a part of the new package.
And then game director Ed Boon retweeted that comment and said, "The silver lining to the many leaks is there are so many wrong ones." So what's going on with Bruce Campbell in Mortal Kombat 11? Who the hell knows? Dark Judgement. Thanks to Kotix for submitting this on the Oddheader Discord. Dark Judgement is an action side-scroller beat-em-up that released in Hong Kong in 1997, and surprisingly was only just released worldwide on Steam early last year in 2020. Before the game released worldwide, however, in 2016, the game's sprite designer Nanjay started a blog as IGD Bonbon at Blogspot and posted about the making of the game. The blog entry describes the 5 men who created the game, but besides the description of the game's background artist Blanca lied an interesting detail, as Blanca was also responsible for the game's Tomato Girl, a hidden playable character in the game that was hidden too well for any player to find. Now that the game's been recently released worldwide, Kotix, who submitted the mystery, doesn't believe Tomato Girl has ever been found, being that there's no references to Tomato Girl anywhere else online. Until then, I guess we can only imagine what Tomato Girl was actually supposed to be. Ben and Ed. Strap in for this one. Thanks to Adrian Hamlet for submitting this mystery through Oddheader.com. Ben and Ed is a parkour-styled platforming game where you play as zombie Ed who befriends Ben, who's kidnapped by Han Showmaster and forces Ed to compete in his new show Run Dead to win back his friend. Your typical zombie parkour affair. Months after Ben and Ed's release at the end of 2015, players noticed after beating the game they could play Bencalypse mode, which allows them to replay the game as Zombie Ben, and that during the game's final sequence as Ben, instead of the normal ending when they beat the game, this would happen. Followed by the game actually crashing. Players noticed during this sequence a coordinate briefly appeared on the screen. In addition, a separate secret area was found in the game that told the player to visit facebook.com/BenEd, which was a strange page sending cryptic images and messages. A German man went to the location of the coordinates in Essen, Germany, which was near the developer's office, and found a sewer grate with a package behind it that contained bones, a ripped photo, and an iPod. On the iPod were thousands of personal emails from developer Dominic Plasman from 2010, and screenshots for what appeared to be a canceled game that never released. A Spanish YouTuber by the name BurzGamer began making videos on the mystery. Burr's videos became instantly popular and gathered the attention of the developers who were becoming harassed with questions, who then asked Burrs if they could meet up with him. Dominic Plasman revealed that the iPod was his, but that he hadn't seen it in years. They both explained they were aware the Easter egg was in the game, but they weren't personally responsible. In the game's crunch, they needed some extra assistance and hired someone named Benedict, who they only were acquainted with online. According to them, Benedict's only job was to design the ending sequence, and implemented the Easter egg himself, which they admitted seemed like a good promotion for the game. The Ben and Ed investigators on Facebook found connections that actually backed this story. Researching the cancelled game on Dominic's recovered iPod, they found he made the game with a man named Moritz Overraft, whose artwork online lined up with some of the artwork found on the mysterious Facebook page. And connected to Overrath was a Benedict Beeson, who lives in Germany and has skills in Unity, the same engine in which Ben and Ed was made. The game developers decided to investigate some clues with Burrs and ended up going to an abandoned house near the location of the original findings that the Facebook page had been alluding to. Inside, they found more drawings in a bag. Somehow they missed a sickle going up the steps and tried to cut the bag with it, but the sickle instantly broke. Inside the bag were bones that Burrs described as "smell like shit." Burrs became convinced there was another man in the building with them, so they skedaddled. Once outside, the developers realized he forgot the bones inside and joked that he should go back in. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, the noises they heard around them became too much and they ran. Simultaneous to this video, another package was found in France at the same time through hints on the Facebook page. And then, as if things couldn't get any weirder, the Facebook page then uploaded a video called Manifest, which I'm not going to be able to show this, but appeared to have a man cutting off his foot. The name Benedict was hidden in it too, but again, someone cut off their own foot. While it was highly contested if the video was real, the Facebook page still ended up getting deleted shortly after the foot video on April 22, 2016, while it was still suggesting there were more coordinates and locations to find. Developer Dominic contacted YouTuber Burrs and said he personally reported the Facebook page, that he found the whole thing troubling, he didn't want it associated with the game, and the person responsible maybe had mental illness. Shortly after this, the Facebook page reemerged and continued posting more cryptic images which have continued sporadically through the years. This image emerged in 2018, and this one in 2019. To date, these locations have never been found, despite many believing the next clues to the mysteries or something much more sinister lies here. This cryptic video was also uploaded in 2019. No idea on that one. The last clue can maybe be found in the developer's latest trailer for their upcoming game Hell Pie. A frame flashes for a split second, telling the viewer to add the game to their Steam wishlist. Adjusting the contrast to this frame, however, we see the message "Stop researching. We have nothing to do with Ben." And it's pretty hard to tell if that's a joke. It's been the subject of debate if this is truly the work of a deranged developer involved with the project or if this is an elaborate ruse to drum up excitement for the game by the developers. Either way, I don't think we've heard the last from Benedict. ToeJam and Earl, Panic on Funkotron. Thanks to Ask Trixie for submitting this to me on my Twitter. Sega's ToeJam and Earl Panic on Funkotron is the 1993 sequel to cult classic 1991's ToeJam and Earl on the Sega Genesis. Throughout the game, the player can find hidden areas that lead them to Trixie, a mermaid in the game that rewards a special power-up for the rest of the level, such as doubling rewards or unlimited oxygen underwater. However, in 2019, Ask Trixie with a friend noticed for the first time going through the game with a hex editor, dialogue exists in the game with Trixie saying, "Wow TJ, you don't miss a thing. This is one of my ultra secret spots. You must have looked very hard for this." And then says, "Well, this deserves an extra reward. So not just for this level, but for the rest of the game, you'll have unlimited coins." Trixie shared the discovery with Reddit, the cutting room floor, and even the official ToeJam and Earl Twitter. But nobody had any idea what the ultra secret area would actually be. Ask Trixie's friend was able to hack the message in the game, but we still have no idea how to actually get to this area. So while we are getting closer, considering Trixie's award is extra generous and hasn't been found in 27 years, how close we may be to solving this is a whole nother story. We talked about some pretty creepy stuff this episode, but what couldn't be creepier than discoveries that still haven't been found in crevices on your own body? Which is why I had to thank Manscaped again for sending me the Performance Package 3.0, which has every grooming tool you could possibly need in the shower, including the Weed Whacker nose and hair trimmer, which I can say holds up to the same level of quality as their main item, the Lawnmower 3.0. Which of course includes this LED light for all those difficult hidden areas on your body. Not only that, they sent me the Shears Luxury Nail Kit, which I didn't even have a good pair of tweezers before, and now I have this awesomely high quality all metal set. Again, check out their new Performance Package 3.0, which not only includes crop preserver and toning spray, but for a limited time will also include a travel bag and anti-chafing boxer briefs. Go to manscaped.com today and get 20% off and free international shipping, plus 2 free gifts when you use promo code Oddheader at manscaped.com. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And if you know of any other Easter eggs that haven't been found, hit me up through oddheader.com, come join the Discord, or even send me a shout on Twitter or Reddit. Shout out to Anna Morris, Athanasius Stasinos, Arizona T, Bitwif27, Cody Brody Whitlow, Dead Plastic, Decider 12, Dear Mid Crowley, Eddie Toxpin, Endergrove72, Flex, James Fadman, Jonathan Ayal Ornelas, Christy Gardner, Nichiban, Ori the Burb, Ponage Cakes, Rage Spot, Rise Sparrow, Reed Della Rosa, Riley S, Select, Sneaking J, Sasuke Akira, Scarities, Tiggy, Towerizer, Tylorco7, Wade Murdoch, Yami0, Jan Beneer, and Yu Kirby for their Patreon support. Stay tuned.